Welcome everybody to Giifti Hair Academy. We're going to start off on the sectioning part of the hair. Right now I have unbraided one of her cornrows, and I'm just going to brush it using the Giifti Soft Detangling Brush. To brush your hair, you always want to hold the roots because you don't want to pull it and then add tension to your head. So you want to hold the roots and start at the ends, and then you work your way to the roots until you feel like it's fully detangled for you to start braiding on it. I'm going to remove the other side of the hair as well. I'm going to turn the opposite way. Okay, so we have combed the hair out at this point, and now I'm going to show you guys 3 different ways to section the hair. Alright, so let's put this back up. So you're here, right? If you're gonna be doing, let's say, a straight back cornrows, you always wanna start by sectioning the hair from here all the way back. So for example, I'm going to look at where her hair is. We're gonna start here. You're gonna look at her hair at the ear place. And then you're gonna go up until there's like an indent. That's where at least 2 to 3 braids are gonna cover it, right? And if you continue going up, you're gonna look again. We have this much space. How much braid can I add into just this one part? And how you can measure it out. If you want small braids, it's gonna be from here to here. The very top portion right here is where it's gonna split down the middle. So for you to start braiding, you want to either start from the side or the top. I typically start from the side and work my way up. And how you know how much to braid or where to part or section is by getting a ruler and looking at it. Let's say if we want to do small braids, right? You're looking to get some small braids. You want to do 1 to 2 centimeters. So right here, it's going to start here and it's gonna go here. That's 1 to 2. See that? That is gonna be 1 braid. Then you go up again. 1 to 2 centimeters, that's gonna be another braid. So I'm gonna show you guys that in real time now. We're gonna part. We're gonna section this part out. This is one section. And then you just keep going down. You don't want the braids to be fat here, so you want to keep a consistent thickness throughout the entire hair. So when you start here by parting straight back, then you're going to pull some more out to see. Now I'm pulling more out again. So this, what I just sectioned out, would be considered 1 braid. And how you know that is because we measured 1 to 2 centimeters, which is 1 right there. Then we parted straight back to create the braid that we want. And now we're gonna check the consistency. We start thick, we end a little bit thinner, because if you start thick in the front, you're gonna have enough hair to make it thick at the back. You don't want to take too much hair in the back because you don't want the braids to be thick back here. If you do any sew-ins or wig, you don't want it to be bulky in the back. So that's your first lesson on sectioning. You can use a measuring ruler to see 1 to 2 inches. This is a regular strict back cornrows sectioning, right? So now if you're doing, let's say, a middle part or some kind of sew-in sectioning, you want to start where the parting will be. For example, the middle is going to be your best friend for you to see where you need to part your hair. Parting your hair in the middle, you're going to take the rat tail comb, use the sharp end, look where the nose bridge reaches, and that's going to be the perfect center for your client or yourself. Where your nose reaches is going to be, boom, that's the middle right there. So taking that, take your end, you just want to create a straight line as possible down the middle. I'm going to tilt your head down. Create a straight line as possible right down the middle. From the bridge of your nose, that's your straight line, correct? Good. Now we're gonna do another sectioning technique. And I'm gonna turn you this way. So if you're doing any kind of sew-in, like I said, this is the sectioning technique for sewing. If you're doing a middle part closure sewing, you're gonna start straight down the middle and you're gonna be braiding the hair coming down. The cornrows are gonna come down, right? So for you to section that out, you're gonna do the middle. You're then gonna do sectioning right here from the ears to where the hair will reach. We have the ear right here. We're gonna go up, pull this apart. Now we have our another section. You just take your comb. The rat tail comb is easy to use because it has a straight end. You take your comb, slowly go up, keep going up, and then you just pull it. Now you have a section for you to work with. This section you can work with. And then you can just either clip it away, you can braid it, and you can start right there. I'm gonna clip this away. Using the little duck clips, using the duck clips, I'm gonna clip this one away. Now back here, you have another section for you to work with, right? So we're gonna go over one more time on the opposite side what I just did. This is to create any kind of sew-in parting, right? If you're doing specifically, if you're doing the middle part, you start in the middle and then you section one side out because you're gonna start braiding this part and then you'll end with braiding this end, right? You always wanna start in the middle, right here, so you can see, okay, this is my straight line. This is where I have to section. We're gonna section another part. Using the rat tail comb, straight, pull apart. Now you have your section. For you to clean this section up, take your rat tail comb again, keep on going until you pull all the way back. And you take the regular ends of the comb right here, then you just clean it up. You have the next sectioning. Now we have at least 4 parts sectioning going on. So all I'm gonna do is just put it away so you guys can see the 4. Put it away so you guys can see the 4 parts, and then we're gonna go into parting. We're gonna section this up right there. Section this up and section this up. So we have created our 4-part sectioning. We have, let me just clean this up a little bit more. I'm gonna turn you back. You see back here? All right. So for us to clean that up, to make it even more straight, I'm gonna take our line again, take our rat tail comb, pull it all the way down, open that to make sure it's a very clean part. You see it's kind of crooked down here? Take your rat tail comb again, make sure it is a very clean part. And voila, now your part is clean. Just put this away. Now we have 4 sections to work with. The back, the front, and the front. This is just your base for sectioning the hair using the rat tail comb. Now we're gonna go over detailed sectioning depending on what style of parting that you're gonna be doing. This is the base right here. We're gonna go over sectioning for a frontal sew-in right now, and then a closure next, and then a regular U part. Sectioning for frontal sew-in can be used for a wig installment as well. Okay, let me turn you back. So when sectioning for a frontal sew-in or a wig installment, what you want to do is create straight back lines each time. So to section that out, you're going to work on this portion fully, then move on to this portion. So let's take this portion apart. So this is for, again, frontal sew-in or a wig installment. To section the hair, you have right here. You're gonna look at the front of the person's hair or your hair that you're working with. And then I can visually see it, but again, we're gonna use our measuring tape and we're gonna use the centimeters part from her, one side of her ear, starting to 1 centimeters, going to the middle bridge of her head is gonna equals out to at least 14 inches. No, wait, 14 centimeters. It's gonna equal out to at least 14 centimeters. So if you times 14 to another 14, that is gonna come out to 28. It'll be 28. So overall, from one side to one side is gonna come out to 28 centimeters. So we have 14 on one end. Now we have to figure out, okay, how many braids can fit onto her head without making it look bulky, right? Look onto this side. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And how you can see that is because again, we're going 2 centimeters per line. So we're gonna go 1, this is gonna be 1 centimeter to 2, reaching right there, 2, 3, 4, 5, correct? So now I'm gonna section that out. And do you see how I dented in? Because we want it to be a consistency throughout. That's one sectioning right there. And I'm just gonna twist it. Now we have one done, okay? Again, we're gonna look. We want 1 inch to 2, I keep saying inch, I'm sorry y'all. We want 1 centimeters to 2 centimeter right there. So we're gonna then part it. Now we have our second one. And look in here, this is a really, I'm gonna turn you a little bit. This is a very crucial part. When you're sectioning, you have to look at the head shape. If you continue, let's say you just continue at this straight, you continue straight, you know what's gonna happen? You're gonna take so many hair out. This is not the same consistency as this. So when you reach like right where her ear is, you want to indent and make it a little bit smaller, right? So I'm gonna move this back so you guys can see exactly what I mean. I'm right here. This is 1, this should be 2, but you see how thick back here is. If it's this thick, your hair is gonna look lumpy. So we're gonna take some more out. We're gonna do our sectioning again from the front. Pull it and then slide down, right? You wanna slide down to remove this bulk. But you still want to have the 1 to 2 centimeters going on. Keep going down. Make sure the back is not too thick. Pull some out. Boom. Now we have a natural consistency going out throughout. Now we're going to take this. This is our section. This is our second sectioning. And then I'm going to twist it out. So number 2 is done, which could be a braid as well. All right. Now we're going to keep going on top. We're gonna see again 1 to 2 centimeters each time. Take the comb at the base, turn a little bit this way. Take the comb at the base and then drive back. And stop right here. Open it to check how much thickness of the hair you would need or how much thickness do you currently have. Keep sliding back. See, the back always has to be a little bit thinner. Now we just comb that. Correct. Now we have our next section for us to work with. I'm gonna grab this. Now this is just three. We counted out at least 5 to 6 on one side. So we do come out with 6 and then we have to do 6 on the opposite side. So 12 braids on her head overall, which came to a 28 centimeter range. All right, next one. Take the top, we're gonna start at the top. I'm just showing you guys the side, I will move to the front. Take the top. Since we have 3, we need 4, 5, 6. We need to put 3 more, turn this way. We need to put 3 more sections or 3 more braid onto this part right here. And how you can make sure you're gonna fit all of that, 2 to 3, look at the hair, don't overdo it. But how you can make sure you can fit all of that is just looking at the front part. We have to measure out again, 1 to 2 centimeters, right there, that's 1. Yeah, we can get 3. So we're gonna go 1 to 2 centimeters, we're gonna pull the hair, open it up, look at how thick the hair is, and then just draw down each time. Turn a little bit this way. All right, and then just keep going down. So now we have our next section going on, which will be this part. As you go up, the hair gets longer. That's going into our next section. Sorry, y'all. Good, good. So now this part will be our 2. So we have done 1, the bottom here. We did 2, we did 3, we did 4. Now this will be 5 and 6. Split that evenly right there. Tilt your head a little. Split that evenly right there. This is 6, the consistency, and then this is 5. Same consistency, perfect. We're gonna split that right in the middle. All right. Just gonna keep on going with that line straight in the middle. All right. Do you see what? Tilt your head down. Right here is our ends, right? Do you see that our 6 doesn't have too much on this side? All you have to do is grab some from the 5 and pull it over, and now you have enough. And it's okay, the bottom can be thinner because you have so much thickness in the front, it's gonna all blend together. We have created 5 and 6 of our sectioning portion of this video. So now we're just going to put this away so you guys can see. Other way. So this section would be for a wig or a frontal sewing. We did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 on one half, and we're gonna do the same 6 on the opposite half. And how we figure out how much spacing we'll need is we measured out her entire head to see how much her circumference was, which came to a 28. Then if you divide that into 2, that's a 14. Then we look at each side. Okay. If she has 14 centimeters for us to work with, how many braids can fit onto that one half without it looking bulky? Then we can look into, okay, her hairline is like this. We have to see 1 to 2 centimeters. Boom, that's 1. 1 to 2 centimeters right there. That's 2. 1 to 2 centimeters. That's 3. 1 to 2 centimeters. 4, 5, and 6. Boom, that's it. Got it? Okay, cool. This is the sectioning again for a wig installment or a frontal sewing. Now we're gonna be doing a partial sewing or a closure sewing, either middle or side part. We're gonna go over the sectioning for that now. Now we are on to our sectioning part 2. This will be for the leave out traditional sewings or your closure sewings. All right, So we're gonna start again in the middle. If the person is gonna do a middle part is really popular. You're gonna do a middle part depending on a regular sewing or a closure sewing. What you're gonna do for your sectioning portion of that is look at the hair, the entire hair, decide is it gonna be a middle or a side part. I'm gonna show you guys the middle as of right now. We have a straight middle part right there. For this sectioning part, it's kind of the same way as we just did the 4 parts. So there's not much of a difference when you're sectioning for a regular, you know, we just did our 4 parts. So the 4 part is going to lead you to your closure or regular leave out sewings. So the big difference with the leave out or your closure sewing is the hair that you're going to leave out. For a leave out sewing, we're going to start up the middle. We want to take at least this much hair and braid it away from actually our sectioning part. So we're going to section a leave out, which is our, you know, natural hair on top. You want to section it from 1 inch. Each parting that we're going to be doing is either 1 to 2 inches. Anything bigger than that is going to be too big for her hair. If you have like really thick hair, always do small braids. If you have thin hair, you can get away with doing bigger braids because your hair is really thin and you need that much braids in your, and you need a bigger braid on your hair so it fills out the entire space. But you put small braids on a thin hair, it's gonna look so bad, right? So that's why I'm doing it this specific way for her hair type. So we section out the front part. We're gonna do the same thing again, 1 inch only. And this, like, depending on the person's preference or your preference, you don't have to leave a lot of leave out hair. So this will be our leave out here, right? For a regular sewing, for a regular traditional partial sewing, then you're just gonna braid that away. This is gonna be our first section. It's the most important part to make sure. Gonna braid that away. This is what is gonna cover the hair and the tracks. So once you're done with that, the next part of the closure or leave out sectioning part is to then look at the size of her hair. You want the hair to be on the side compared to a frontal or a wig installment sectioning. You want the hair to be back, but for a closure, since the middle part, we want it to be on the side because the closure is going to be sitting right here or the leave out is going to be sitting right here and it's going to cover the hair onto this angle. So what you do is, again, look at the hair, look 1 to 2 inches, and then you take your comb, you part it down. And with parting, you just, now you have created the one sectioning that you need to braid down to have that. That's 1. We want to keep that going throughout the whole time. So I'm going to continue. I'm going to turn you this way onto the side. Perfect. We're going to keep that going the whole time. I'm just going to pull this away so you guys can see the rest of our sectioning on this end. Flip away. Same thing. Same thing right here. This is our hair. We visually look at it. We're going to be stopping right here. We start here, we stop here. See that? Tilt your head down a little. We start here and we stop here. It will take our comb to pull that down, to section it out. Now we have our second one. You have your second one going. Next one again. Just pulling this away. Each section should be consistently even. Each section should be 1 to 2 centimeters long. Once again, you're gonna take, pull it down, part it. We're just gonna pull the hair back, and then you want to stop this second one right here. When you go down, you don't want to take the third one all the way down yet to the end, to her nape. You want to stop it right behind her ear. This is for every single closure sewing or leave out sewing braid sectioning that you're going to be doing. You never want to take the third one all the way down. The third one is going to stop behind her ear. Let me section this out. Cool, that is 3 now. On one side we have only had 3 so far. Pretty sure it's gonna come out to 6 again because that's just how her head is. So we're gonna take, tilt your head this way, from up here. We're gonna take from up here. Okay, and then we're just gonna braid this back. Section this part out again. Now you're gonna take it all the way to the end. Keep turning your right. Right there. Now you're gonna take it all the way to the end here. Okay, good. Take this all the way down, and voila! This is our fourth one we are with. Okay, good. Put this away again, and now we're gonna create our other sectioning. Same thing, we're just repeating the same process over and over and over again. It's gonna be very repetitive, but once you get the rhythm of what I'm doing, it's gonna be a very easy flow. You just wanna look at the hair, measure out 1 to 2 centimeters. You're gonna take your rat tail comb, part it down, try to make a straight line as possible, part it down, pull it apart, and then you continue with that same straight line. You don't have to go all the way down right away. All the way down. Now we have our 5th one right here. See that? Good. Take your time with it if you need more help with the sectioning. If you're not fully getting it, replay the video and just go over it again. We have sectioned this part out. And now we're gonna continue onto here. Once you get to the back portion of the hair, what I like to do, I like to stop. I typically stop in the back right here, and I will continue on the opposite side. So this back has reached enough, and we have added 5 braids onto this side, 5 sections onto this side. So you want to do the same thing on the opposite. Continue rolling, continue rotating, opposite, okay. And now stop. All right, so we're gonna do exactly what we did on the opposite side onto this side. I'm gonna go a little bit faster, but just follow along as much as possible. If you need help, just go back on the slower version that I did. And yeah, so once again, we're gonna look and just section it out. This right here would be considered 1. That is my so much time. Yeah, this will be considered 1. Boom, you got it. Next one. Okay, so we did the second one. Number 1 would be this one. Number 2 would be this one. Continue going. This brightness, you guys can see the differences between the sectioning. So we're just gonna braid this little quick one. That's this is 1, this is 2. Same thing. Same thing as before. 2. This will be number 3. This will be number 3. So now we're taking we're gonna take the third one We're gonna create the third sectioning right there. And we follow the same rules back here. So we had 1, 2, 3, fourth is coming down. Gotta follow the same rule. So once we're here, we gotta stop this behind her ear. Do not go all the way down. This is the third one. Don't go all the way down the third one. Stop it right behind your hair, your head, or your client's head, or your child's head, depending on who you're gonna be braiding. Always make the third one stop right behind the ear. Never go all the way down to the nape down here. So now we're gonna take our fourth one now. The fourth one is the one that's gonna go all the way down. Now the fourth one has that going on right here. See that? Correct. So now sorry, I started braiding, but now we're gonna just continue this, and then we're gonna talk about this sectioning style that I just showed you, and the benefits, and where and how you should be using it, okay? Continuing to the back, keep going. We're gonna hit our last one, which is gonna be our sixth one. We had 4, 5, wait, let me count again. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're doing the fifth one. My bad. Fifth and not sixth. Fifth one is done. Now I'm gonna show you guys the evenness or the equal out. Okay, turn. Keep on. So you're gonna be left with this. You're gonna be left with this shape. This oval kind of shape for the middle part. Once you have 5 on each side, we did 5 on this side, 5 on this side. Now we have this middle right here. Once you have this middle design, like here to here, you know you're doing it correctly. You should always land with a middle section that has this pretty little design right there, because we equal out 5 on each end, right? So let's just section this out so I can show you guys what to do with the middle part. Okay. So now for the middle part, we have 5 on each end. So that's 10 braids that is gonna be created on her head as of right now. Do you remember how many braids we had last time when we did the straight back cornrows? Do you remember? Do you remember? Okay, so since we have 10, we are gonna at least create, let's say 4 more right here. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We're gonna come out with 14 braids in total, which is how much centimeters from one end of her ear is to the top of her head. So you have to look at the person's head and figure out the numbers, how everything's gonna look. Once you do it so often, you can just automatically know, okay? All right. So now we want to add 4 into this right here. The reason why I want to add 4 here, we added like 2, it'll be too big. You don't want it to be too bulky. You want to add 4, and you want to make the 4 a little bit smaller than any other braid you created. So I'm going to do that again. We're going to start here, head back a little, and I'm going to start right here with the sectioning. We have our beautiful straight line. That's why we like the rat tail comb. It just gives us that nice straight line. Section number 1. I'm just gonna just lightly braid it out the way. That's 1 right there, right? Then we have 2 is gonna be straight from the top 2 to the bottom. Take your comb and just keep combing that from the top to the bottom. From the top to the bottom. Keep going. Now we have our number 2. Okay, once number 2 is done, now this is gonna be 2 by itself again. And how you can really create an easy 2 is just taking, head back from the top here and just splitting it right in half, correct? And you can create more to it as well. So start again. We're gonna do 5, not 4, because 4 is looking a little bit big. So we're gonna just look, like right now I have section 4 out. 1, 2, 3, 4. You see that these 2 braids are just a little bit bigger than everything else. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna look at it again and figure out, okay, I must have to add another braid. So let's just do that. Let's re-section the hair. I'm gonna cut it from here. I want it to be flat, not thick, flat. So now we have 1 right here. There's 1 for the back. Then we're gonna go over that again and look at it. Now we have 2. 2 right here. That's 2 for the back. Those 2 are going onto those ends. We already have our 1 here. So now we can make this into 2, which is gonna bring us to what? The lucky number of 5. So we have hit 5 on the right side, 5 on the left side, and 5 in the middle. So which brought us to 15 braids, 15 section in total, correct? And that's how you section out the hair for, I'm gonna turn to the front. This is how you're gonna section the hair out for a leave out sew-in right there, or it's gonna be a full closure sew-in, where this, if it's gonna be a full closure sew-in, all you have to do is to remove the leave out section, split it back from where the crown of her nose to the top of her forehead would reach. Split that right in the middle. So now we're gonna just do the full sew-in without her hair out. Just split in the middle, and you start this braid, this sectioning at the top here. I'm gonna start this sectioning right here at the top, and that goes down. You guys get it? The only difference if you're doing a traditional sew-in sectioning would be you're sectioning out the leave out right here so that you can blend it into her hair. If we're not doing that, you're just gonna take the full hair and section out as normal, just straight down, correct? Cool. This same technique and method can be used for a side part as well. You section to the side, just go straight back, straight down, Correct. So this is gonna end our sectioning portion of the course. Please go back if you need more help with it. Rewatch multiple times. We're gonna go into parting now. Welcome, beautiful people, to part 2 of the beginner-friendly course. We're just going over parting now. You already learned how to section the hair, and now we're going over how do you part the hair for different looks. So we're gonna go over how to part. And the main things you will need to part your hair is a rat tail comb and your handy dandy duck clips. Rat tail comb and some duck clips. These are the two main things that you're gonna need. To part the hair is just depending on what style or what result that you're looking to get at the end of the day. We're starting off on no parting right now, and a single parting. I'm just gonna show you guys at least the basics parting styles as of right now, and then we're gonna go into the top 2 that you must know and you must learn. Okay, so just parting, take the rat tail comb. You want to be steady and straight. You don't want to be curvy, doing all that. No, literally just take your rat tail comb and simply just go back. Go back, pull the hair, take your finger as guide, and part that down. See that? So again, you don't want to be shaky, you don't want to be doing too much. You take your rat tail comb, you set it on your client's face, the client's side, your own hair, and then you just gently move back. And then you pull, taking your own hand next to release all the excess or extra hair that you don't need. And then you have a part. If you don't want to use the rat tail part, you can use the regular comb part. The same thing goes. You want to take the hair, use your finger as guide to remove the extra hair, then you part it down to create you a nice straight line. Just like that. See that? Correct. Now you're going to do that again on the opposite side. You want to part always from the top. The top crown is going to be your best friend. Part, pull like that. And then if you want to do like a side, you're going to take your comb part, lay it on like this, and then you're going to go down. But make sure your hand is steady. You see how my arms are? My arms are very steady. My hands is loose. I want to glide the comb to move it out. Glide the comb to move it out. You don't want to be shaking, doing to move it out. Glide the comb to move it out. You don't want to be shaking, doing too much because it's not going to come out right. You take at the top and you gently glide, and then you push to where you need it to be. And that's how you simply part the hair. It's very easy. Take your time, be still, be steady. Okay, y'all? I'm going to show you guys another simple parting technique, just overall in the hair, and then we're going to go into detail into the 2 top ones that you need. All right, I'm going to have you turn all the way to the back. So now parting the back here, right? Let's say if it was parting for like box braids, something like that. If you're parting for box braids, single plaits, anything around that, I'm going to show you that back here. So to part for box braids or just in general, you always want to take and then stop, take your own finger and use that to separate it. Just so that each parting is clean. At the end of the day, what you really want is a beautiful, clean line. Do that once again. Take, pull through, stop, use your hand, you're down. That's how you part. One more time. Take, pull through, use your hand, down. So right now we have created one single straight line. And now if you want to do like a box braid style, you can just part that using your comb again And now you have a box right there. Parting is very, very simple, but it's, you know, we're learning. So now we're gonna take it again and do another part, right? It's gonna do straight line parts in the back, just so you guys can get the hang of it, and then we're gonna move on. So taking our rat tail comb part, creating a straight line. Now you have your next part. All you wanna do is take the comb, glide it, have a steady hand, use your real hand or your nails, your hand to pull this apart, and try your best to stay straight, steady, and consistent throughout. Okay, y'all? All right, we have back here going. Part number 2 is in. Parting number 2 has, tilt your head up, right there, stop, is in. That's in. Cool. Now again, if we're gonna do a downwards parting style, we're gonna take the comb, pull it like that, and now you have this little part by itself. Then you can either just twist it out the way, just twist it out the way. I'm twisting this so you guys can see the difference right there. Correct? That's how you part. How do you part? You take your rat tail comb. You want to use a very steady hand, and you want to be consistent as you go through, okay? I'm going to do this again on a side now. All right, turn this way. We did the back. Now to do your side parting, same thing. Take it all the way through. Use your hand to separate the hair, and you just clean it up with the other end. Use your hand to pick it apart, clean up, go through, pick it apart, clean up, go through, and pick it apart. Yep, so that is your parting, y'all. Correct. Now we're gonna do the top 2 parting that you must learn, which is the, turns the front, which is gonna be the straight back. It's gonna be the straight back cornrows parting method and the side part parting method, okay? So we're gonna start out by the side part. We want to part the hair, on either side. So we can start, look at where the hair shape is. Her side part would be right here for a normal side part. It would end right here, right where her eyebrow is. But if we want to do like a deep side part, we want to extend this to the end and curve it, right? So we're going to do that. We're going to take the parting comb. We're going to stop right here. We're going to lift it up. Take your hand to release so you can see the line you have created. Turn this way. Line. It's not as clean and it's not as perfect yet. So how do we clean it up? We take the comb part right here to clean up, put it onto the root. We take this part to clean up right here. And now you're good. And now you're gonna do that again. Again, I wanna curve it in. I wanna come back. I'm keeping my comb on her head. You do not wanna lift your hands up at all. You wanna keep the comb in this motion right here. Back and forth, until you glide it to where you need to stop, okay? This is the side part that I'm showing you of the parting. You part that. Now again, it's gonna be similar to the sectioning. Then you're going to section out the side part that you need, right? There you go. We're gonna take that part to the side. You're gonna part that to the side, and then you're gonna part that right down. Diagonal, vertical, yeah, vertical is this way. You're gonna part that straight down diagonal, correct? Then you're gonna continue that because, tilt your head down a little, because we're gonna stop the line right here. Where my hands is where the line is gonna stop. So then I want to part that. All right, so now we're gonna do the top 2 parting that you must learn, which is the, oh, turns the front, which is gonna be the straight back. So it'll be the straight back cornrows parting method and the side part parting method, okay? So we're gonna start out by the side part. We want to part the hair, on either side. So we can start, look at where the hair shape is. Her side part would be right here for a normal side part. It would end right here, right where her eyebrow is. But we want to do like a deep side part. We want to extend this to the end and curve it, right? So we're gonna do that. We're gonna take the parting comb. We're gonna stop right here. We're gonna lift it up. Take your hand to release so you can see the line here created. Turn this way. Line. It's not as clean and it's not as perfect yet. So how do we clean it up? We take the comb part right here to clean up, put it onto the root. Let me move it. We take this part to clean up right here. And now you're good. Now you're gonna do that again. Again, I wanna curve it in. I wanna come back. I'm keeping my comb on her head. Do not lift your hand up at all. You want to just keep the comb. You do not want to lift your hands up at all. You want to keep the comb in this motion right here. Back and forth, until you glide it to where you need to stop. Okay, this is the side part that I'm showing you of the parting. You part that. Now again, it's going to be similar to the sectioning. Then you're going to section out the side part that you need, right? There you go. We're going to take that part to the side. You're going to part that to the side, and then you're going to part that right down. Diagonal. Vertical, yeah. Vertical is this way. You're going to part that straight down diagonal, correct? Then you're going to continue that because, tilt your head down a little, because we're going to stop the line right here. Where my hands is where the line is going to stop. So then I want to part that to the side until that line stops. I'm going to part that once again. That is our second parting for a side part, right? Side part, most people love their side part, so that's why we're going over that as of right now. Try a little. And keep going and stop. Right there. Another part that you can create is this one. See, you're going to use the comb again to make your beautiful clean part, and this is going to continue throughout the entire head. So you're going to part on the side first, do your deep side part on the side first, and then once you have your side part down, you want to start sectioning downwards so that you create the braid pattern next for the side part, like this. All right, you got this one down. The next one would then be sectioning. The next one would then be parting of a regular wig installment, right? Or if you have a wig at home and you want to part that, all you do, again, take your comb, take the front part, put it on, brace it on, do this motion to feel comfortable with it, and then you glide back. And then you glide back. Got it? Perfect. Good. That's how you part the hair to section and then to go into braiding. This is one of the top popular methods of sectioning, which is just a straight back. And then I showed you the second popular method of parting, which is the side, which is the straight to the side, straight to the side. This same method can be used, keep going, it can be used straight in the middle when you take braids at the nose, equal out, and then you go boom. You're gonna part it straight back once again. Same method we're doing, just parting straight back, using our comb, putting the comb base onto the scalp, brushing back so that you can have head down this beautiful straight line. Got it? And then once you have this, you're gonna section the hair and go side, side, side. Good. We just went over the two most popular parting method, which would be the parting straight down, parting to the side, or parting towards the back. Okay? While you enjoyed this course, please like, comment, and subscribe. Also, comment down below what part has been your favorite, what part, sectioning, parting, or braiding, is the most complicated for you and why. Don't forget to leave your answers down in the comments. I will pick one and respond back to it in our next video. Stay tuned for more hair education from Giifti, the gift to your hair. These 6 braids, go back and watch the parting and sectioning part of the video. Make sure you do that. I parted the hair 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines. I measured out 1 to 2 centimeters to make sure it's going to be a consistency throughout the entire head. And then I braided it down just like that to create our foundation braid pattern. This foundation braid can be used for a frontal sew-in, a wig installment, a closure sew-in, and anything in general. This is the go-to beginner friendly braid pattern. It's a straight cornrows back. Let's keep turning. Then to eliminate any bulk in the back, I attached it to each of the hair, and this is what I'm going to be teaching you guys in this section. So let's begin. Each side is going to equal out to 6 braids in total. Correct? Correct. And now what I really want to focus on is the very first braid, which is going to be called our anchor braid. Okay, so I'm always going to start down here. Always going to start down here. Same thing, you measure out 1 to 2 centimeters, part the hair, and you section it out. I'm going to start here. This is going to just make sure our comb is on the base of our hair. Do our little motion to make sure that our hands is stable and steady at the same time, and then glide through. See? If you just continue going straight, it's gonna leave all this hair. You wanna glide through and then bring it down. You're gonna keep bringing it down until you get a very beautifully clean part back here. We're gonna section the hair, then we're going to part it like that. For braiding, we're gonna use our hands. And the main reason my nails are long, I want to show you guys, it doesn't matter how short, long your nails are, you can braid. It's all about the motion and the technique and how you hold the hair. Doesn't matter how short or long your nails is. Nails does not stop you from braiding. Delete that lie out of your head. What you need to do is learn how to hold your hand together to grip the hair properly, okay? And how you do that is we're going to split and split this. In the first part of the video, I did show you guys how to do the individual braids on the scalp. It's gonna be the same thing. This is just gonna be taking the individual braids from scalp and attaching it for it to go back, okay? So I'm gonna start off in the front. I'm gonna create a individual box braid in the front. That's gonna be 3 parts. 1, part 2 in the middle, part 3. Then I'm gonna take my right hand, this is gonna be my right hand. I'm gonna take this right hand, right? I want this braid to go back. So I want this braid to be in a crisscross. We're about to do a crisscross applesauce. I'm gonna take this braid back here. That's where it's gonna land. Then we're gonna take our left hand, which has the farthest left braid. We want this braid to go where our right hand braid is. So we're basically crisscrossing the right hand and the left hand over each other. Watch the motion, okay? I section into 3. I crisscross over here. You see how my hand is moving? I'm gonna take my right hand, pick up the left braid, slowly release both hands. Look at the placement. The middle braid is sitting right there. Turn your head a little bit. The middle braid is sitting right here. The right braid is both of the braids are in my right hand at this time. My left hand is fully free. Why your left hand is fully free? So you can grab the center braid and then you just rotate it. See that? All right, let's do it again. I'm gonna just rotate that. And then I'm gonna pick up the right braid right here. So I'm gonna pick that up. Correct. And then I'm gonna rotate and go back and pick up the left side. Is a right left pickup. So we're gonna do the motion again. Right hand, left hand, pick up right braid. Got it. Middle braid is right here, which is gonna now turn to your right braid. Okay, now we're gonna take our left braid, which is this one. This is the left braid. We want to change our hands around by connecting our right hand to the left braid, and then you keep doing that. So I'm gonna do a little bit faster so you guys can actually see the motion as I go. All right, let's do it. I'm lifting, I'm releasing. Each time, lifting and releasing. Lift, release, lift, release. So we're just gonna keep doing this, going down all the way. Don't worry, I'm gonna break it down one more time so you guys can really get this. If you do not understand, go back to the very first video, because that's how it's gonna show you how do you start gripping from the root. Because if you don't know how to grip from the roots, you will not get a beautiful cornrows like this. And you want beautiful cornrows, so let's grip from the roots properly. So we're gonna continue holding and going downwards with it. Then when you get to the end, we want to then just braid it. Tilt our hand over like this. Make our 3 like usual. Make our 3 right there. See that, y'all? And make our 3 right there. And now we're just gonna braid that as individuals. Let's do this again. We're gonna section the hair first. This is the section we're working with. We want to have at least 5 more braids in this one section, right? We're gonna part our hair, laying the comb down, making sure it's gonna be 1 to 2 centimeters, pulling back, taking our real hand to align so it can like move the excess hair out the way, and then you just continue this. Continue the curve of the natural head shape of your client until you get to the very bottom. This will be considered the second one. How? Right here, like there's indents in people's head, and you can visually see it in her head. That's why I like using her head. So you can see that if you go up here, there's an indent, which is gonna equal out to 2 braids right here. If you continue going, there's another indent right there, which is gonna equal out to another 2 braids, right? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the top 2 is right there, 5, 6. Cool? All right, we have already parted this out. Let me add a little bit from right here, over here. Cool, cool, cool. And now we're gonna do it one more time. Not one more time, but multiple times. Pick it up, make your 3, take your right hand, cross your right hand over to the left side. Okay? Right hand to the left side, pick up the left braid, let that go. Both fingers are gonna be connected like this. You're gonna be holding the braid like this. You want your thumb, your index, and the middle finger. Those are the fingers that you're using to hold. And you can be able to move and stuff like that. Your thumb is gonna be holding the left braid underneath right there. Your index is gonna be holding the right braid on top, and then the middle braid is just chilling right there. Cool? We're gonna pick up the left, this is our left hand, where the hair is, with our right hand, connecting those 2 together, right? You're gonna use your middle finger as a break to divide them 2. The middle finger is right there as a break to divide them 2. While you're taking your left hand, grabbing the middle, turning it to be the left side now. Now the middle is going to the left side. And now after that, you're gonna take your right hand, the right braid, and grab that. Then the left braid has become the middle, right? And now you have created 1 braid pattern. You gotta do that again. You're gonna take your right hand one more time, grab the left hand, let that sit, release it, take the middle braid, and then put that to the left side. Now grab your left hand, picking up the right hair, leaving it, taking your right hand once again, holding the middle braid, bringing that to the right side. Pick up, drop off, pick up, drop off. You continue the pick up, drop off motion until you get all the way down. Keep going. When you get to the bottom, you attach the 2 together, and now you have we have the 3rd braid going on right here. Now for our next braid again, we have 1, 2, 3. Let's do 4. 4 is gonna be where the hairline goes and then it stops here. That's an indent. Then it goes back and then it stops. That's another indent. And then it curves one more time and it continues straight. So this is our at least third indent. We have 1, 2. This is our second indent actually. 1 indent is right here. 2 indent is right here. This is how you will know. Okay, we have 3 braids here, so I have to add the 4th one right on top of here. All right, we're gonna do the same thing. Part and section the hair. Okay, since you got that, once you have that going, tilt your head, you have your line going and everything else, we're gonna continue our braid. Same motion, you wanna make 3 in the front. You want to grab your right hand, which is gonna go over your left hand and pick up the hair. I'm going to do a voiceover for the remainder of the braiding, for the remainder of these 2, just so I can explain it in as much detail as possible. And don't forget, you can also read about how do you braid like this if you're not understanding the motion that I'm telling you right now. It's gonna be in the beginning section of the video, okay? From now on, we're gonna do a voiceover just so I can give you guys as much detail for the braiding. And I am gonna be slow with it, okay? We're all gonna learn this together. We're gonna take the hand right here. And how do you grip tighter? When you move your hand, you're gonna put a little bit of pressure down onto the braid, right? Pick it up, pressure down onto the braid so that it's actually tight on the person's scalp, but it's not hurting their head. We're not trying to cause any migraines here, y'all. We just want it to be tight as possible. So you're gonna pick up the hair on your right hand side again. The right hand is gonna go to the left side, picking up the left side. We're gonna use our middle finger as the break, which is right here. The index finger is this one. Wow. Okay, middle finger is our break, not the index finger. Now we're gonna continue this all the way down until you get here, because this has to come off. You wanna tilt it, turn it towards, connect that together. But another thing that you should always look, turn a little bit, down here, I'm gonna pull back. One thing that you should notice is back here. You don't want to be giving your clients tension on their nape. So I can't attach, let me pull it, hold on. Yeah, I can't just simply attach this hair to this one because it's gonna give her tension back here. So what you wanna do, you wanna continue braiding down until you get to a point that you can attach without pulling the hair at the nape, which is now is pretty comfortable and it's not gonna hurt my client's head or your own hair when you're doing it.